Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, as-salatu was-salam ala Rasulullah. Today our lesson is in Traveler 2, Model 3. We have lesson C, which is a successful CV. A successful means something good. So we have writing page 39. Page 39. In this lesson, students will be able to. So these are our objectives. These are our objectives, our goals for this whole lesson. First one, number one, identify elements of a curriculum vitae, which we call it CV. C, because of the first letters of each word, CV. The second goal we have here, to create a curriculum vitae, which is CV as well. So focus on this to get the best of this lesson. These are examples of CV. These are examples of CV. What is the meaning of CV? It's a brief information. A brief means not that long. A brief information about your education, about your information like name, address, and etc. So these two examples of two CVs. The first one and the second one. There are some basic information. Basic, like main information, you have the CV has to be included in. We will take them later. So the first question here for discussing, have you ever written a CV? Have you ever, like in your whole life, written a CV? This is the first question. If yes, like in my case, yes, I have. Then we have elements. We have elements or sections that should be included. What information do you believe should or should not be included? Included to be part of, like if you have CV, it should be part of the CV. In someone's CV. In someone's CV. In my opinion, personal information, that means your name, your address, your date of birth, and etc. Education, it means your degree, like the bachelor degree, master's degree, and etc. Achievement, what is the meaning of achievement? Achievement means something you accomplish in your life, or in your work, previous work, or your current work. For example, like solving a problem. If you solved a problem before, if you work for a special project, if you received awards, this you can put it under the achievement. Work experience. It talks here about the company and places you worked for. Language and skills. Language like Arabic, English, French, and etc. Skills, it's talking about things you can do very well. For example, like using a computer, you can use it very well, then you can put it under the skills section. So let's go back to the words. Here we have, under the discuss, in the book we have these words, and we will take it one by one. We will take it one by one. The first one is education. Education like degrees, as I said before. For example, this one and this one. This we can call it education, or we can put it under your education section. Number two, personal skills. The skill that you have, or the skills that you have. For example, you can plan things, like you can write it before. Management, for example. Teaching, like what I'm doing right now, and etc. We call all of these personal skills. Personal skills. Work experience. Work experience. It means the places or company you have worked for. For example, if you worked with the computer, if you work as a pilot, and etc., or a nurse, anything like this, you have to mention it under your work experience. References. What is the meaning of references? References and CVs, it means like when you mention your like previous manager or previous bosses. So if they want the new job you're applying for, they want to ask about you, they just go under this section to contact them and ask about you, about your work, about your manner and other things. Personal information. It's info or information about yourself. For example, name, your second name, initials, address, telephone, email, all of these we call it personal information that you have to mention in your CV. Interests. Interest is things that you like to do in your free time. For example, you like to play soccer or football, you like to draw, you like to cook, you like to play tennis. So you can mention the things that you're interested in under your interests. Here we have language abbreviation that we will get to in our article. The first one is BA. It's like the short abbreviation from a long word. This one refers to the bachelor degree. So we don't have to say bachelor, you can just mention BA, which is a degree in an arts. MBA, it's also abbreviation, which is referred to the Masters of Business Administration. Now we will get back to the book on page 39. So now listen carefully. I will play this one. Listen carefully to this CV. This is one example for a CV. And then I will ask you to fill these spaces with these words we already had.
6. Writing.
Curriculum vitae. Name, John Forrester. Address, 5 Shipston Street, Epsom, Surrey, KT 182LR. Telephone, home, 01372 639 823. Mobile, 07939 876 982. Date of birth, the 3rd of June 1980. 2008 to present, hotel manager at Park Hotel. In charge of 25 employees. Interview, hire and train employees. 2006 to 2008. Assistant manager at Hyde Hotel. In charge of ordering food and supplies. Organize special events for guests. 2003 to 2004. University of Kent, MBA in Hospitality Management. 1999 to 2003, the Robert Gordon University, BA in International Hospitality Management. Fluent in Spanish and German, good knowledge of Italian. Advanced user of MS Excel, and an intermediate user of MS Word, Access, Front Page, and Outlook programs. Good people and communication skills. Traveling, learning about different cultures. Available upon request.
Now I will give you about 2 minutes to think about these spaces. You have to use these words. So if you find like his education, you just use education. If you find his personal information, you have to use personal information, letter E. You have about 1 to 2 minutes. Think about this one and try to answer it. Now we'll take the answers for this. Firstly, I want to mention something. You don't have to say curriculum vitae. You can use just CV. And anyone, if you talk with anyone and say this, this is my CV, he will understand the meaning of CV. So you don't have to use the whole 2 words. So the first one is personal information. Personal information. Why? Because he mentioned here his name, his address, his telephone, and date of birth. The second one, here it talks about his work experience, because he mentioned like 2006 to 2008, he worked here, 2008 to present. Present means something right now, until this time. So he mentioned his work experience. Number 3, it's education, because here he mentioned his degrees, like MBA, University of Kent, BA in International Hospitality Management. Number 4, personal skills, the things that he can do it very well. He's very good on that things, like fluent in Spanish and German, good knowledge of Italian. Good knowledge, it's like he's not perfect, but he is good, so it's like the average. Advanced user of MS Excel, and etc. Number 5, it's talking about his interests, like traveling, learning about different cultures. The last one is references. He said available upon request. So if the owner of the job he wants to ask, he just ask him to give him the references, like numbers of his previous manager or bosses. Take a look at these advertisements, ads. There are 3 jobs offers, and he wants which one is fit his qualification, which one is good for him. For the previous one we talked before, the John Forster. So take a look for 1 minute at this, and then we will talk about them. The first one is Red Sea Hotel. This is a job offer. They are looking for a hotel manager, the manager who manage everything and control everything in the hotel. Applicants they need this qualification to hire someone. Have a degree, so they didn't mention bachelor or master's. Have at least 10 years work, 10 years. Speak French fluently. Fluently means very good, very good. Be computer literate. And the last one, be available to work weekends. So he can work all the week, sometimes if they want. The second one is Yamba Luxury Hotel. Position is hotel manager as well. They offer full-time work, full-time like for the whole day, like from 8 to 3, for example. An excellent working environment. So they are talking about their environment to ask people to apply for this position. We require a master's degree. So here they talked about the degree, not like here. Previous work experience, at least 4 years. They just want 4 years of experience or work. Knowledge of at least 2 foreign language. So they want him or her to be fluent in just two languages, like Arabic and English, French and Italian, or etc. Good knowledge of computers. So he knows how to deal with the computer. Driving license, the license or the card that allow you to drive. A pleasant personality. Pleasant, like he's friendly. He can talk with people. 2 letters of reference. 2 letters, like 2 people recommend him, like he is a very good person and you can hire him. The last one, Palace Hotel. Applicants must have a master's degree in hospitality management, have a BA in business and management, have a previous work experience, like before, but they didn't mention the years, like here 4 years, here 10 years. Be fluent in at least 2 foreign languages. One must be Italian, so he must be fluent in Italian language. Be computer literate, be able to work overtime and during holidays. So if they want him, he can work at any time. Think about this. Which one is fit for John Forster, the one we had before, the examples of his CV? Take a look, and what do you think that match his qualification? I will give you some time to think about that. Red Sea Hotel is not fit for his qualification. Why? Because they ask him for someone who can speak French fluently, and that is not match his qualification. The Palace Hotel, they requesting or requiring BA in business and management, and he doesn't have this. And be fluent in at least 2 foreign languages. One must be Italian, and he is just good in Italian, he's not fluent. So the best answer will be Yamba Luxury Hotel. The best answer which match his qualification is Yamba. The last thing, you have a task, you have to do it at your home. Task means homework. You have to write your own CV. This is very good for your future. Like when you want to apply for a job, you have to do this, the CV. So I want you to do it today, to write your own CV. But before you do that, we have some tips, things that might help you to write your CV. The first one is, remember to be brief. Brief like short, not very long, and to the point. So don't make your CV like 3 or 4 pages, like 3 or 4 pages. Just 1 or 2 max will be good. Don't write information that is unnecessary. Appearance, like your look, how you look. Irrelevant awards. For example, if you are applying for a computer job, and you received awards in sports, you don't have to mention that, because that will not help you to get the job. Group the information in separate sections. Like when we get sections, like personal information, this is section. Education, this is section. So don't put it together. You have to separate between them. Focus on your abilities and strong points which are relevant to the job you are applying for. So if you are applying like for computer job, you have to like say that I'm good at this application, I'm good at the Microsoft Office, for example, or other things that can help you to get this job. Don't write full sentences. Don't write full sentences like I can do that. No, you have to be brief. For example, here, write good knowledge of Italian. This is a good one. But don't write I can speak Italian well, because this is a full sentence and we don't want to use a full sentence. Don't use informal language. Don't use informal language. For example, if you want to say and, you have to write and. Don't draw something like this, the symbol of and. Highlight important information in bold. In bold like this. So you have to put the most important information in bold to make it clear for the reader when he reads your CV. This is all. I want you to write your own CV, as I said before. It's your homework, and I hope you get all the information here from this lesson. Thank you so much for watching me, and good luck.